Final project. Create your personal mindfulness blueprint. In this final part of the module, you are going to bring everything together. Throughout this course, you have explored what mindfulness is, how meditation works, and how these practices can support your attention, emotions, stress, relationships, and daily life. Now, instead of ending with only ideas, you will create something practical, your personal mindfulness blueprint. Think of this blueprint as a plan designed for your real life. It is not meant to be perfect, and it does not need to look like anyone else's plan. It is simply a clear guide that helps you understand why mindfulness matters to you, what you want from it, how you will practice, and how you will stay consistent over time. In the next few slides, you will build this blueprint step by step. Each part will help you reflect on one important question. By the end, you will have a personal plan that can support you not just for this week or this course, but for the long term. My why. Why do I want to meditate? The first step is to identify your reason, or your why. This is important because habits are easier to maintain when they are connected to something meaningful. If you know why you want to meditate, you are more likely to continue even when life becomes busy or difficult. Your reason might be to feel less stressed, to focus better in class, to sleep more calmly, to handle emotions more wisely, or to feel more present in your daily life. There is no single correct answer. What matters is that your reason feels honest and personal. As you think about this question, try to go beyond general answers. Instead of saying, because meditation is good, ask yourself, what do I want it to do for me? This reflection will prepare you for the next slide, where you will turn your reason into clear goals. My goals. What would I like to improve? Now that you have identified why mindfulness matters to you, the next step is to decide what you would like to improve. Your goals give direction to your practice. They help you move from a general intention to something more specific and useful. For example, maybe you want to improve concentration during studying, become less reactive during arguments, manage test anxiety, build patience, or develop better awareness of your thoughts and feelings. Good goals do not need to be dramatic. Even a small goal, such as pausing before reacting or feeling calmer before bed, can be very meaningful. Try to choose goals that are realistic and connected to your daily life. When your goals are clear, it becomes easier to choose the right kind of meditation practice. That is exactly what you will do in the next slide. My practice. Which meditation techniques work best for me? At this point, you know why you want to practice and what you hope to improve. Now you need to choose the meditation techniques that fit you best. This is an important step because mindfulness is not only one activity. There are different ways to practice, and different methods may support different needs. For example, if you want better focus, breathing meditation may help. If you want to feel more grounded during stress, a body scan might work well. If you struggle with difficult emotions, mindful observation of thoughts and feelings may be useful. If you want more kindness toward yourself and others, loving kindness practice may be a strong choice. You do not need to choose many techniques. In fact, starting with 1 or 2 simple practices is often better. The goal is to find methods that feel manageable and helpful for you. Once you know what you want to practice, the next question becomes, when will you actually do it? My schedule. When will I practice? A good plan becomes stronger when it is connected to a specific time. Many people say they want to meditate, but without a schedule, the practice is easy to forget. This slide helps you turn intention into action. Think about your normal routine. Is there a time that already exists in your day where mindfulness could fit naturally? For example, you might practice for 5 minutes after waking up, before starting homework, after school, or before going to sleep. The best schedule is not the most impressive one. It is the one you can actually follow. It is also helpful to start small. A short daily practice is often more effective than a long practice that happens rarely. Once you choose a time, your plan becomes more realistic. Still, even a realistic plan can face challenges, which is why the next slide focuses on obstacles. My obstacles. What challenges might appear? This is a very important part of your blueprint. Building a habit is not only about motivation. It is also about being honest about what might get in the way. If you can predict obstacles, you can prepare for them instead of feeling surprised or discouraged. Some common challenges include forgetting to practice, feeling too busy, getting distracted, becoming impatient, thinking you are not doing it right, or losing motivation after a few days. You may also notice that some days your mind feels very restless, and that may make you want to stop. These obstacles are normal. They do not mean you are failing. They simply mean you are human and you are learning. Once you identify your likely challenges, the next step is to create responses that help you continue. My solutions. How will I respond? Now you will build strategies for the obstacles you just identified. This is where your mindfulness blueprint becomes strong and practical. Instead of hoping things will go smoothly, you are deciding in advance how you will respond when difficulties appear. For example, if you often forget, you might set a reminder on your phone or place a note where you will see it. If you feel too busy, you might reduce your practice to 2 minutes instead of skipping it completely. If you get distracted, you can remind yourself that noticing distraction is part of mindfulness, not a mistake. If you lose motivation, you can return to your why and remember what matters to you. This slide is about flexibility, not perfection. A strong practice is not one with no problems. It is one that can adapt. And even with good strategies, support from other people can make your journey easier, which leads to the next part of your plan. My support system. Who can encourage me? Mindfulness may feel personal, but you do not always have to build your practice alone. Support can make habits easier to maintain, especially during stressful or busy times. This slide invites you to think about the people who can encourage you. Your support system might include a friend, a parent, a sibling, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, or even a group that practices wellness habits together. Support does not have to be complicated. Sometimes it simply means having one person who asks how your practice is going or reminds you why it matters. You can also think of support in practical ways. Maybe someone can practice with you, help protect your quiet time, or encourage you when you feel discouraged. Once you know who is on your side, you are ready for the next slide, where you turn your plan into a clear personal commitment. My commitment. Complete this sentence. I choose to practice mindfulness because. This slide brings all the earlier parts together into one meaningful statement. You have explored your reason, your goals, your preferred practices, your schedule, your obstacles, your solutions, and your support system. Now, you will express your commitment in your own words. The sentence begins with, I choose to practice mindfulness because. Notice the word choose. This matters because mindfulness is most powerful when it becomes a personal decision, not just an assignment. Your statement should reflect what is true for you. It may mention your wish to feel calmer, focus better, understand yourself more clearly, or respond to life with greater balance. Keep your sentence simple, honest, and specific. This is not just a line to complete. It is a reminder of the person you are becoming and the values you want to live by. In the final slide, you will learn how to keep this plan alive over time. Save this plan. Revisit it every month. Update it as your life changes. Your mindfulness blueprint is not something you create once and forget. It is a living plan. As your schedule changes, your goals change, and your life changes, your practice may also need to change. That is why it is important to save this plan and revisit it regularly. Checking in once a month can help you notice what is working, what feels difficult, and what needs adjustment. Maybe one meditation technique no longer fits your needs. Maybe your practice time needs to move. Maybe you have reached one goal and want to focus on another. Updating your plan is not a sign of inconsistency. It is a sign of awareness and growth. As you complete this course, remember that mindfulness is not about becoming perfect. It is about learning how to pay attention, care for your mind, and return to the present again and again. This blueprint is your guide for continuing that journey in a way that is personal, realistic, and lasting.